Hey ho superhumans, welcome back to another video. I'm Lori, and today I'm really excited to share 3 ways of staying grounded and centered, not only in the middle of any storm, but also in the middle of some really nice weather. If you're new here on the channel, know that our whole goal is to guide you in rediscovering your own truth, your aliveness, and your freedom within. If you're getting value from the videos, if you could subscribe, hit the bell so that you can be notified of our videos as soon as they come out, and check out our free events down in the comments. We'd love to connect with you there. Now you might be wondering, why would it be important to stay calm and grounded and centered when I have really good positive situations, sunny weather happening in my life? And that's because if we're really here to rediscover our own truth, our aliveness, and our freedom within, and to really see how we are whole and complete already, then even though it's a positive situation going on around us, if we are actually identifying with it, then we're just going to crash, because that situation is just passing through that experience, that feeling, that emotion of whatever is happening. And so as soon as it's over, we crash, and then we start to look for the next situation. And that's really what has us trapped in this wheel. And so if we really learn to stay grounded, connected to our truth, to who we are underneath all of this stuff that happens around us, that's when we really find true freedom. So the first way that I would like to introduce today is really to start noticing, how are you? How do you react? How do you respond? How do you be in life whenever you have both a negative or a bad situation or stormy weather in your life, or positive, good, and nice sunny weather in your life? Because our social conditioning and our identity with it is so strong and so immersed that we literally believe that identity is us and that we are not whole and complete underneath, what happens is that we have like this character within us that actually watches all of these situations going on and either feels really good about them or feels really bad about them, and everything in between. It's like if you were at the scene of an accident and you were you were witnessing it. And in this moment, you're just watching, so you're just witnessing, but then somebody does something that gets you very, very annoyed and angry, and you want to go protect that other person maybe in the situation, and you run over there and you start getting involved. You are no longer the witness. So that's kind of what we can imagine when we feel into being our truth and really rediscovering who that is underneath all of this social conditioning without getting contaminated in there at the scene of the accident. That is true witnessing. So when we notice that, we feel so good because this is going on, and then it starts to cloud over everything, then we are really in the scene of the accident. We are no longer just clean, clear, fresh witnessing. So really continue to get familiar with how that character within you, part of that social conditioning, gets, how it acts, how it becomes whenever it perceives something to be negative or positive in your life, and how it changes as a result. So just notice when it comes over you, so that when you take shape, you recognize it a little sooner. Like, I've gotten really low and down. My mood is changing lately. I'm more critical of myself. I'm more tired. I'm more to myself. I don't want to connect with others very much. So just really notice, because whenever we actually recognize it quite easily, then we can detach and drop down and become that clean witness again. And it's same for the positive situations, really noticing, how am I whenever I'm in that state, and recognize it as a state. So number 2 is really recognizing that all of these situations that happen in our lives are either negative or positive, are passing through. They are coming and going all the time. This really helps us stay more as the witness, again, underneath this existence that we are watching this. Number 3 is how to deal with the actual positive and negative situations when they are passing through. So whenever it is a good situation, a positive situation, a sunny weather kind of situation, that we actually don't identify or take shape around it either. That we continue to practice just enjoying it and allowing it to be here and really taking in those benefits. Whenever it's a negative situation that is here, that we really align with it also and know that if it's here, it's actually here to be contrast, so that it really makes me go deeper and identify more with my truth and my own aliveness. Really recognizing what it's trying to shine light on for me, of something that I'm ready to let be more, that I can stop identifying with so much. So let's use the example of income. Let's say if you're an entrepreneur, you have all kinds of clients. You go through a period where you have all kinds of clients. And then of course there's other periods where there's less clients, so there's less income coming in. So number 1 is really recognizing, how do I get? How does it affect me? Who and how do I become whenever I'm going through that period of having less clients and having less income come in? And then number 2, regardless if you're going through a period with really a lull in clients and income, or a positive time where you have lots of clients and income, that both of those are temporary. It's just coming and going. It's passing through. It's cycles. And then 3 is just really recognizing how to enjoy the times where you have lots of clients and lots of income without actually identifying with it as though this is the way it's going to be now. I figured it out and now this is it, because that's not natural. Everything changes over time, and we have to have those quiet periods where we might have less clients, so we have more time to ourselves, and finances usually always get figured out. But if during that time I really identify with not having a lot of clients or a lot of income, then I'm really going to go downhill with that, and I'm going to start attracting more and more of that, because my mindset is really in that. I'm really in the crime scene, and I'm really identifying and taking shape around it, versus just dropping down and really looking at what it's here to teach me, or how it's here to help me, which is probably just to allow more time to go within. So this really applies to everything in our life. If it's a relationship, we go through times where the relationship feels strong and it feels really good, and then we go through times where there's things for us to learn and to recognize, and so it doesn't go so well. So the weather gets a little stormy then. We just looked at an example with finances. We can also just look at our work in general. Go through some periods where we're doing some really great work and we're really getting recognized and we're getting really positive feedback, and that can change also. There has to be times where we're not getting recognized, and it's really time just to be, within ourselves and just allowing to relax and remembering who we are, and just allowing things to pass through and see what lessons we get from that. Even the situation with COVID that's happening now, just feel into how much of an emotional roller coaster that we've been on at times, because we would get an announcement that things are opening up and then things are locking down again. Things are opening up and then we're in lockdown again. And every time they're opening up, in the beginning we would get all excited, it's done, it's over, we're moving forward, only for the lockdown to come again. So those of us who've been able to stay more calm, centered, and grounded in that, knowing that it's probably going to fluctuate and not being tied to either way, and knowing that there's something for us, it's here to help us in some way, no matter if it's in lockdown or not, then we probably have saved a whole lot of energy and have experienced a lot less anxiety and probably a lot more growth and freedom within. So I trust that for some of you watching this, you've really felt this within, and that there's some kind of shift happening already and that it's going to be a nice way for you to really rediscover your truth, your aliveness, and your freedom within, and to really just save yourself from all of this roller coaster whenever you're sitting back as a clean witness. So thanks loads for joining me today. Do make sure you subscribe on your way out and hit the bell if you got value from this video, and I would love to see you in our next free events. And bye for now.